When I married my husband, Daniel, I knew his mother, Linda, was, let's just say, a force of nature. She was the kind of person who'd rearrange your kitchen and then tell you it was an improvement. I always thought, well, she's his mother. I can handle her in small doses. But those small doses were about to become a permanent fixture in my life. Right after our wedding, Linda dropped a bombshell. Not a metaphorical one. A literal, I'm moving in with you, to bombshell. She claimed she needed a better place and that her darling son would, of course, take care of her. I looked at Daniel, expecting him to gently but firmly shut it down. Instead, he just shrugged. It's only for a month or two, he promised. Famous last words, right? That month or two turned into my personal nightmare. Linda didn't just move in. She staged a full-scale invasion. Her furniture took over our living room, her opinions took over our conversations, and she started treating me like a guest in my own home. My cooking was wrong. The way I dressed was wrong. The way I cleaned, talked, even the way I breathed seemed to be a personal offense to her. It was a constant barrage of criticism, every single day. I felt like a stranger in my own life. The house, once our sanctuary, became a tense battleground. I'd come home from work, and my stomach would just clench, wondering what new complaint was waiting for me. I tried talking to Daniel, but he'd always say, just ignore her, or that's just how she is. He was avoiding the problem, leaving me to deal with the fallout. The intimacy, the fun, the partnership that made our marriage special was just ... evaporating. One night, after Linda had mercifully gone to bed early, I finally broke. I sat Daniel down, tears streaming down my face, and I told him, I can't do this anymore. I want my house back. I want us back. This isn't a marriage. It's a 3-person prison, and I'm the only one serving a sentence. I was desperate, hoping he would finally see how much this was destroying me, destroying us. His response crushed me. He didn't even look at me. He just sighed, this heavy, world-weary sigh, and said the words that would change everything. She's staying forever. That's the deal. You'll just have to adjust. Forever. It wasn't a discussion. It wasn't a compromise. It was a decree. His decision, not ours. In that moment, I realized I wasn't his partner. I was just an accessory in the life he was building for his mother. For the next 3 days, a cold silence fell over our home. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I didn't even cry anymore. The shock had frozen my emotions. All I did was think. I went to work. I came home. I smiled politely at Linda, but inside, I was planning. I knew I couldn't live like this. If Daniel wouldn't fix the problem he created, then I would have to. My marriage was on life support, and my husband was the one holding the plug. Here's the funny thing about Linda. Her entire identity was wrapped up in being the perfect, adored mother. She would constantly say things like, my son adores me. He'd choose me over anyone. She needed to believe that Daniel worshipped the ground she walked on. But I knew the truth. When Linda wasn't around, Daniel was a completely different person. He'd complain to me endlessly. She's so annoying. She's ruining the house with her clutter. I can't stand living with her either. He'd vent his frustrations to me in private, but to her face, he was the perfect, doting son. He was living a double life, and I was the unwilling audience for both performances. It was hypocritical, and honestly, it was cowardly. So an idea started to form. It wasn't about revenge or blackmail. It was about exposing the truth. The next time Daniel started on one of his private rants about his mom, I quietly hit record on my phone. He went on and on about how she was driving him crazy and how he wished he had his space back. I saved the recording, a little piece of truth in a house full of lies, and I waited. My chance came a few days later. Daniel had a terrible day at work and came home in a foul mood. As usual, he started venting to me about his mother. I wish she'd just move out. She's driving me insane. Honestly, if she wasn't my mother, I would have kicked her out months ago. His voice was filled with a raw frustration he never dared show her. And at that exact moment, I saw Linda walk into the kitchen behind him. It was now or never. I hit play. His own voice filled the room, echoing his true feelings. I wish she'd just move out, driving me insane. Kick her out. Linda froze. Her face, which was always so full of smug certainty, just crumpled. The color drained from it. She looked completely and utterly shaken. She turned to Daniel, her voice barely a whisper, and asked, "Is this how you really feel?" Daniel turned white as a sheet. He started stuttering, trying to deny it, trying to blame me for tricking him. But Linda wasn't stupid. She had heard the words from his own mouth with his own angry tone. The lie she had built her life around had just been shattered. The perfect, adoring son was a fake. The respect she demanded was a facade. The next morning, without a single word to either of us, Linda packed her bags and left. The silence she left behind was deafening. But for the first time in months, I could breathe. Later that day, I got a call from Daniel's sister. Linda had moved in with her. And what did his sister say to me? "Thank you." He needed to tell her the truth years ago. It turned out I wasn't the only one suffering. You might think that was the end of the story. Husband sees the error of his ways. We live happily ever after. But that's not what happened. A week later, Daniel confronted me, his face a mask of fury. "You betrayed me," he seethed. "You embarrassed me in front of my mother." I looked him straight in the eye and said calmly, "No, Daniel. I revealed the truth you were too scared to say. You betrayed me the day you decided our marriage was less important than your mother's comfort." He demanded I apologize to him and to her. I told him the only way forward for us was marriage counseling. He had to be willing to work on our partnership, to prioritize us. He refused. He thought he had done nothing wrong. That's when I knew for certain that it was over. If he couldn't see how he had broken our vows, how he had abandoned me in my own home, there was nothing left to save. So, I packed my own things and left. 2 months later, I filed for divorce. Suddenly, everyone was begging me to reconsider. Daniel begged. His family begged. Even Linda, his mother, called and begged me to come back. But it was far too late. The damage was done. The trust was gone forever. My story has a painful lesson, but it's an important one. If your partner consistently puts their parents' feelings before yours, if they treat you like a roommate, and their parent like their true partner, then you need to recognize that you're already alone in that relationship. Don't wait for them to choose you. Choose yourself. Your peace and your self-respect are worth more than any broken promise. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, or if you've been through something similar, please share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. You are not alone.